Yo, so what is up you guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about the iPhone 17. Now the iPhone 17 is obviously expected to be released in the September 2025 range. We aren't totally sure about what price it will be released at just because, Trump is still raining tariffs on every country, but it's also because Apple is sort of essential to the United States. And so we think that we probably could see it not at a $2,000 price range. We think it could still be the same price range as we've seen with the past iPhone 16 and lower models. So let's talk about it. So first, let's just talk about the design of the iPhone 16. Or the iPhone 17. So the iPhone 17 itself is expected to be getting no design change. However, the iPhone 17 Pro is expected to be getting a somewhat degree design change, being a little bit thicker, but also allowing for a new camera bump kind of style. So they're actually kind of going to go for the camera bar style of what Google has been doing. You're still going to have the 3 cameras on the left side and the flash and the LiDAR sensor will actually be moved to the right side rather than above the 3 cameras or below the 3 cameras. So that's a little bit interesting of a change, but the chassis themselves will most likely be aluminum to match the 17 models themselves. The aluminum will actually allow for the phone to be a little bit lighter, maybe less durable, but the back will still be glass, so you'll still get that fast charging and different things like that. Fast charging will also be great because the battery will probably get that new inductive tape that Apple has been working with the iPhone 16 models, which will allow for better repairability and better, more safe, earth-friendly battery replacements. Let's talk about charging and battery. So the battery is expected to be getting a little bit larger just because the battery is going to be a little bit thicker with the phone size. The battery is also going to be getting that inductive battery removal tool that we have seen with the 16s, but you should be able to charge wired 35-watt charging, but then you also should be able to get about 20 to possibly 25 watts of MagSafe charging, which will allow for increased, charging speeds and probably a faster 0 to 60, rather than it probably being around 30 to 45 minutes, maybe to it being cut down to 20 to 25 minutes. But one major key difference is that the phone itself will obviously be aluminum. So we'll see how that works with thermal and heat dissipation, but let's talk about the cameras. So the cameras themselves will actually get a 48 megapixel telephoto for the Pro models. Now I'm going to stick to the Pro models just for now because there aren't really that many leaks about the regular 17 models. But the 17 Pro is supposed to be getting 48 megapixels all the way across the board. You're also supposed to be getting a 24 megapixel front-facing camera. So I think, 24 megapixels for a front camera is a win, but 48 megapixels on a back camera is also a win, considering that you're going to be getting a better and much more clear 3.5 to 5x zoom whenever zooming in on objects further away. So I think that 48 megapixels across the board will be great for this phone, especially, when recording videos in the Vision Pro itself. So for the connectivity, we're expected to be getting Wi-Fi 7 with Apple's own in-house Wi-Fi modem chip. However, we aren't going to be getting a C1 processor possibly in these phones, but rather we're going to be getting a Qualcomm 5G modem chip because, and this is a big because, but Apple's C1 chip does not support 5G fully just yet. It does support 5G, but it does not support full ultra wideband millimeter wave 5G, which is basically just like super fast, 500 megabits a second and, a 100 megabit download or upload speed at an airport. And so I think Apple wants to save that feature just for the iPhone 16e and possibly a 17e for the future. But we possibly could see an Apple 5G modem come to the regular flagship phone in the future. So definitely something to look forward to. And this is a big last thing, the chip. So Apple is expected to obviously be getting that A19 chip The A19 Pro will possibly be ran off of a 3nm process, basically allowing for the chip not to induct so much heat, but also be powerful at the same time. The phone itself will get 12 gigabytes of RAM, and for the lower models, it will actually get 8 gigabytes of RAM, which will be pretty good considering that 120 hertz refresh rate for all models across the board. That's right, allowing for 120 FPS, but also, better viewing angles and better HDR when it comes to watching videos and movies on the go. If you're the kind of person that does that, I mean, come on. But that is super good, and I can't wait to see it, and I hope you guys are excited too. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll link the iPhone 17 Air video down below. But we think that the iPhone 17 Air will possibly replace the 16 Plus or the 17 Plus. We think that it will replace it. So definitely hit that link down below if you want to watch it. Hit that sub button, and I'll see you guys next time. So yeah, peace.